Welcome to the news for this, the 29th week of 2021. I'm Matt Miller. This is Trekzone. Before we get into it, a quick reminder that you can get behind-the-scenes goss and early access to all Trekzone podcasts by becoming a member today. Click the join button on any Trekzone video, go to the trek.zone/support, or put your phone up to the QR code that is on screen throughout the show. That takes you straight through to becoming a Trekzone member on YouTube. Plus, you can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel or podcast feeds wherever you listen or watch Trekzone, and you can leave comments and ratings as well. Now, let's get into the news. Anson Mount hopes fans will be pleased with the forthcoming premiere season of Strange New Worlds. He took to Twitter late on Friday to thank the phenomenal crew after wrapping on the main unit. As we talked about last week, some VFX work is being done in New Mexico, and there'll be some pickup shots this fall, according to the Captain Pike actor. Co-EP and director Chris Fisher took to Instagram to say that working on the show had been the greatest honour and challenge of his life. He also thanked the crew for working under extreme safety protocols, which saw a guest star captured with COVID before even arriving on set. We're still awaiting our first look at the series, with Creation's 55-year mission coming up, but Star Trek Day on September 8 seems more likely following that convention's loss of the Star Trek license. September 8, mark that in your calendars. Well, Comic-Con at Home last week gave us some insight into Lower Decks and Prodigy, and the teen animated series is where we'll start. Moderated by Lower Decks' Jerry O'Connell, the panel featured a conversation with the full voice cast alongside executive producers Kevin and Dan Hageman and director co-executive producer Ben Hibben. Hibben saying that the bold design choices reflect the ambition to tell their story from a kid's point of view, but also importantly as the entry point for a new generation. While the Hagemans said there was network pressure to hire an adult for the character of Rock Tack, they were determined to hire a kid, and 10-year-old Riley Alizraki was perfect. The idea of the show, said D. Bradley Baker, is that they've assembled a really appealing ensemble of disparate characters and creatures to work together, which has been part of Star Trek's DNA since the original series in the 60s. Over at Lower Decks, Jerry O'Connell continued his moderating duties as Mike McMahon beamed in with the voice cast members Tawny Newsome, Jack Quaid and Eugene Cordero. McMahon noting of the second season, it's funnier, bigger, but the same length, he says. It's a blast. He goes on to say that they're putting the final audio polishes, final special effects onto the episodes now, noting that they kind of crescendoed at the end of season 1 in a really cool way and left a lot of bills to pay with characters and what was going on in the world. And they're just keeping at it. There is a great mix of serious Trek and silly Trek, he says. After Shax sacrificed himself in the season 1 finale, the USS Cerritos was left without a security officer. And in an earlier chat with Trek Movie, McMahon revealed the new security officer was a species we've never seen before, was one that we have seen before, but not one who we've seen in Starfleet. Turns out that it's going to be a Temerian, McMahon saying that the challenge of having a Temerian security officer where he kind of can speak English, but mostly is speaking in memes and metaphors is truly fun to write. The season 1 finale also featured a confrontation with the Pack-Leds. They will come back in a big and dangerous way. McMahon revealed the Pack-Leds are now an important part of the series. That's a fascinating way to take it. We're also going to be treated to more cameos. Jeffrey Combs and Robert Duncan McNeill are set to guest voice. Well, speaking of Robert Duncan McNeill, he's spoken to the Primitive Culture podcast that he's been talking to Picard's producers for a cameo in the show. He said that he's been speaking to showrunner Terry Matalas about season 2, both as a director and as Tom Paris's actor. He laments that it's all about scheduling, though, with an opportunity to bring Paris to season 1 conflicting with other ventures. McNeill says that it wasn't a big sequence, just a comm call via a view screen or similar. Unfortunately, being busy might preclude him from appearing in season 2 as well, with work on Turner and Hooch for Disney Plus concluding. Robert is diving straight into Resident Alien. That latter series sees McNeill executive produce and direct the sci-fi hit series. Will we see him eventually? Hopefully. Well, what a week on Trekzone. We played through 3 missions of Starfleet Academy, got the Talkin' Science news from Dr. Brad, learned about a recently discovered hypernova with Professor Gary DaCosta, and went into the wormhole with Paul Jenkins. More Axanar coverage is coming up. It's going to be absolutely huge. You're not going to want to miss a moment because I've got some really interesting podcasts lined up for Axanar coverage as that's starting to ramp up. Paul's really keen in taking Alec to account, Emmett Plant as well. It's an exciting time to be in that fan film space. Finally, some action happening on Axanar. Probably not the sort of action Alec was hoping for, though. Don't forget, coming up this week, in the immediate future for us here at Trekzone, we're flashing back to that time when we were on set for the fall of Starbase One, as Aaron gears up to produce his second Voyager-era fan film of the year. Funnily enough, some people can actually get it done. We've also got a guest spot beaming in for a Trekzone conversation. It's about Axanar, but I don't want to reveal it just yet. I want to get it in the can and get it cut before I promote that one. So be on the lookout on the Twitter feed. And also as a Trekzone member as well, they'll have exclusive first access to that podcast. Dr. Brad will be here as well on Tuesday for the latest science and space news. Talking Science Quick Takes. Now, this is a new one that I'm going to be trying. I'm going to start that up on Thursday. It's going to be one where I give you a 3-minute deep dive into a recent discovery or interesting story, something that's come across my email inbox that's worthy of a chat, but I can't find anyone to chat to, so I'll create a quick take about it. This week, I'll tell you about exciting things happening in Saturn's orbit. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe and ring the bell on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed in your favorite app, and even click the join button to become a Trekzone member right now on any Trekzone video on YouTube. It costs less than 1 cup of coffee every month, $3.99, and you get that behind-the-scenes access and early access to all of the podcasts. Leave a comment on YouTube too. Let's tell the YouTube algorithm I'm worth promoting. Let's chat about the stories this week. Prodigy, Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds, Robert Duncan McNeill for New Trek. Plenty of exciting stuff coming up in the Star Trek production space. Very, very cool. For now, and as always, I'm Matt Miller for Trekzone. I'll see you in the comments.
Keep up to date with Twitter. Catch new podcasts daily on YouTube. Plus, we're beaming to your favorite podcast app 5 days a week. Just search for Trekzone and subscribe.